Coming up next, the Lakers taking on the Raptors. For the Lakers, they want to start this season with a bang on their home floor. Show the home fans what to expect this year. Raptors, Lakers, and we'll be right back after this. So let's take a look at the starters for Toronto. Jimmy Butler out there with Kevin Durant. Then there's Rudy Gobert. Then there's Trey Murphy. And it's Curry in at the point guard position. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
You're best to get out of Gobert's way. You don't want to be on the wrong end of that tug.
And offensive rebounding, one of Rudy Gobert's specialties, Grant.
Yeah, in some games, over half his points come from second chance opportunities. You know, B.A., even when you block him out, he can reach right over you and get that board.
A minute 9 left in the first quarter. Durant against James. Just 5 on the clock. And that one's good by Durant.
So polished from the interior. Durant is terrific at utilizing his physical advantages down on the block.
Pass to Davis. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Raptors. And some changes here for the Lakers. Michael Porter comes in for Anthony Davis. And Andrew Nembhard subbed in for Suggs. "40 seconds left now in the first quarter. Durant with it. Launches it from deep. The rebound by Nembhard. Down low. Crafty move. Rebound Toronto.
And give the defense credit. He was met at the rim.
Outside Durant. Barnes with a screen on Porter. Pass to Barnes. No one near him. The shot off that time.
All alone from mid-range. You gotta think he's kicking himself.
And we've reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Raptors. They're up. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And from what we've seen from the Raptors, what's your take so far?
Give it up for their D. They're battling, communicating, and coming up with key stops.
It's been a group effort, and that's what it takes to play the kind of defense that they've played. Great showing from them.
So on the floor for Toronto to kick off the second quarter. Jimmy Butler out there with Smith. Then it's Thompson. Then it's Alex Caruso. And it's Shed in at the 2. Now here's Butler. We saw him with 19 his last time out. A nice shot by Smith.
And there's the length of Smith at work. Playing big on the interior.
And so Brown will bring it up for Los Angeles. Trailing by 4. Last time they met in Toronto, where they beat the Raptors.
Last time these teams met, it came down to the wire. The bench play in that game was the difference.
Anytime you get starter-level production out of the second inning, you put yourself in a position to succeed. And far from the best shot, but all that matters is the end result. Somehow he sinks it.
And so now a timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. All right, on the line, we've got our insider, Shams Charania. What do you have for us, Shams?
Well, excitement building in Ontario ahead of this coming May when the WNBA makes its long-awaited launch north of the border. The Toronto Tempo will become Canada's first ever WNBA franchise, and with that league finding a rhythm, this debut feels right on time.
It's a beautiful thing. Shams, appreciate the report. So it's Los Angeles now. Toronto making their last shot. Back to James. There's Davis with the 3. And can't get it to go. Now 1 of 2. Toronto leading by 3. Smith with a screen on James. A nice shot by Smith. Smith's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And so far, there's been tremendous cohesion offensively this quarter.
James outside. Outside Sharp for 3. Gets the 3 ball to go.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's the Raptors. They lead by a bucket. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit.
When you're on one of these teams looking ahead, what's your plan?
Win them all. That's what happened when.
And in our game with the Raptors, a close, entertaining first half.
Talk about putting yourself in a position to succeed.
Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year's to all of you as we continue our broadcast. Richard, looking at your career, 17 years in the league. How'd you survive the grind of a regular season that many years?
Well, one, you got to take care of your body, and two, evolution is the key to success. I was a different player when I was year 3 than I was at year 15. You have to continue to evolve.
A lot of firepower at the forward with LeBron at the 3 and Davis at the 4. Suggs is out there with Sharp, and it's Duren in at the 5. That's the group for J.J. Redick getting going here in the second half. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. The Lakers are always thinking title. Coach J.J. Redick said, everything I've ever done in this sport has been crystallized into how can I win a championship. I got close as a college player and as an NBA player. My hope and goal is to bring the Lakers their 18th NBA championship as head coach. Back to you.
Eyes on the prize. Okay, Allie, good stuff. Hauser, he's checked in for Suggs. Grant, LeBron has had so much recognition over the years, but truly, he might not get enough credit for what he's meant to the NBA.
Yeah, you might be right, B.A. Truly a global ambassador for the game of basketball. He set the standard for what a superstar can be, really, in any sport.
Count it. Good.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Pass to Curry. 40 seconds left in the third. That three's off the mark. Lakers trail by 3. Hauser outside. To the middle. Here's Davis. Look at Davis go to work on the interior.
And Davis has added strength over his career. Really helps him inside.
Sharp against Curry. Pulls up. Doesn't go that time.
Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not.
3 quarters of play and a close one here. Toronto. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
That's an unguardable pass. Flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the 4th in what is still anybody's ball game. So for Toronto right now, we've got Trey Murphy. Rudy Gobert is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then there's Kevin Durant, and it's Curry in it to 1. The Lakers trail. Now Suggs. James outside to take the lead. Cash from downtown.
Yeah, good to see Suggs bury the triple. This will only help with his confidence.
And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear what Darko Rajakovic said to the team. He was very upbeat and positive positive, saying to his guys, let's go. I want you guys to up the pace. Look to push the ball up the floor whenever you can. They cannot stop us in transition. Let's see how the team responds. Guys?
Thanks for that, Allie.
And Sharp has no off switch. He's consistent at attacking defenses and drawing whistles.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
In a close game, it's great to have guys you can count on to knock down free throws.
Curry. Cleared away by Davis. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 6 from deep so far. James inside. Durant's there. Oh, what a tough shot by James.
Yeah, just too much big boy basketball by LeBron James, just bodying defenders inside.
Curry against Suggs. Outside Durant. Four on the clock. Counted.
What a big shot from Durant. This guy is the definition of clutch.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Second personal foul.
He gets the first, and that puts him up 5. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Huge free throws there to pad the lead, trying to close that door.
And Toronto calls time here. They're down by 6. Given the situation here, what sort of strategy needs to be top of mind?
The game's not quite done yet, but they need points right away.
We've seen teams come back from this before. Smart to take the timeout and get everybody focused on exactly what needs to be done.
And an intentional foul right there.
First personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for 2.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point ball game. Here's Curry. So we see the Lakers get the win here. A competitive game.
LeBron, you...
All right, Allie, thanks. Great stuff.
No doubt these players, GA, are eager to get this season going.
Listen, there's definitely some nerves, but it's mainly excitement. This is their first chance to showcase all the hard work they put in during the offseason.
So with Thompson sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Irving is out there with Anthony Edwards. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Victor Wembanyama. And it's Towns in at the four-man position. And thus far in his career, GA, Victor Wembanyama is averaging well over 3 blocks per game.
Matter of fact, if he can maintain this rate, he's on pace to average the most blocks of any player in NBA history, surpassing the towering Marquis.
Now Reeves. After Anthony Edwards missed from long range. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Antetokounmpo, no good. Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against Charlotte. Irving kicks to Edwards. Outside Leonard. Three-pointer. Minnesota with the rebound. There's 48 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Sarr sets the screen for Avdia. And Sarr throws it down.
This is why you involve the big man Sarr in pick and roll. He understands how to take advantage.
Wembanyama. That's in, coming off the assist from Edwards.
Yeah, going hard to the rack, making a statement here early on.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, you want to be aggressive and get the other guys on their heels.
Now here's Murray. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing.
Well, shooters shoot, and Murray is unquestionably a shooter. He's taking that look every time.
Outside Irving. Right side Leonard. Beyond the arc. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And guys, what's your take so far in the Timberwolves?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
Brandon Ingram's out there with Tamani Kamara. Then there's Horford. Then there's Murray. And it's White in at the 2-guard. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. Now here's White. Back to Kamara. Pass to Ingram. And the rejection by Jackson. Offensive rebound. Here's Kamara. The three-pointer off the mark. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Chet Holmgren checked some boxes. He said if you can play defense and shoot the ball, you can pretty much play on any court, anywhere. Those are two things that are always needed on the basketball court, and that's where the foundation of my game started. Guys?
A unique talent. Thanks so much, Allie, for the report. Now here's Ingram. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Ingram kicks to Horford. And it's off from three-point range. And so Markkanen will bring it up for Golden State. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Thompson passes to Leonard. Outside for Jackson. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
Now here's Ingram. Still scoreless. From outside the arc. Can't hit that one. Tie game in Minnesota. We'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
Inefficiency on the offensive end. How about pounding it more inside, like I always say? Also, if you don't have...
All right, let's switch it over. See what the... And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
Welcome back. The calendar has flipped over, and so have we, into the second half of our broadcast. And Stan, the head coach, Chris Finch, bringing a culture of accountability to this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Chris Finch challenges every player, Kevin, top to bottom. No sugarcoating Coach Finch's message, but at the same time, getting that buy-in that a coach has to have.
So with Thompson sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. They've got Victor Wembanyama. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Towns. Then there's Anthony Edwards. And it's Irving at the point. 2 on the clock. Murray, no good. The Warriors leading. Outside Irving. Outside Edwards. From outside, off the mark. Avdia, the pass to Murray. Now Reeves. Reeves with the screen on Irving. Back to Reeves. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Here's the Warriors with the ball. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Now here's Giannis. He has yet to score.
Well, that's the touch of Giannis. We've seen it improve so much over his career.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Wembanyama, a screen on Murray. The fadeaway, and Wembanyama gets it to go.
That's how they like to see him operate. Big part of their attack.
Charging in, Giannis throws it down.
Did you see what I saw? I mean, that move was out of this world.
Executed to perfection, Greg. I mean, he had the rim in his sights and was not going to be stopped. And we wrap up the third and looking to be an exciting fourth quarter. From Target Center, back in a moment. And a moment ago inside the huddle with head coach Steve Kerr.
Ball's got to move, all right? So just...
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Sarr out there with Antetokounmpo. Then it's Austin Reeves. Then it's Denny Avdia. And it's Murray in at the point guard. So that's the Timberwolves 5. That one goes. Count it.
Well, Giannis has always been a willing passer. He drops it right to the screener for the score.
Reeves against it.
Oh, there's positions all over that.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 1.
But what you have to love about Edwards is his drive. This is a guy that wants to be an all-time great when it's all said and done. Well, that's what you expect from him in this situation.
There's Giannis with the slam.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
During that break, Coach Steve Kerr had some advice for the team. Coach wasn't very animated in this tight game, but asked this of his team. How bad do you want it? Right now, this is all about who wants it more. So go out there and take it, guys.
All right, Allie, thank you for that.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
Rebounded by Irving.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Edwards with confidence.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch, and he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot.
Outside Murray. Here's Reed. There's the shot. And he misses the J.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Driving at Edwards. And there's the dunk.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Here's Apia. Now Zorn. Giannis inside. Towns on him. Oh, and he cannot get the layup. And so they choose to intentionally foul. He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
I really think Wembanyama has a chance to be one of those mold-breaking players who changes the game of basketball.
And stolen by Wembanyama. And he commits the intentional foul.
Second personal foul.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
Taking care of business at the line, and he adds some cushion to their lead.
Murray! No good, unable to end this run. So we see the Warriors get the win here. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem...
All right, I'm with
Good stuff, Allie.
From 2K Sports to everyone out. And these teams have been prepping for the season tip-off game for months, Grant.
Oh, and for the players, the main feeling on opening night is relief. You know, BA, all that hard work during the offseason and preseason is finally over. And now it's time to have some fun.
And now the opening lineup for Chicago. Devin Booker out there with Tyrese Maxey. Then it's Donovan Mitchell. Then there's Nikola Jokic. And it's Siakam in at power forward. And Grant David Adelman, a second-generation NBA head coach, grew up immersed in the game.
Yeah, BA, basketball was a family obsession. David, a ball boy for the Blazers in the 90s, went on to coaching, which he's done for decades. His whole life has led him to this.
Here's Mitchell following that last three-pointer by Denver. And the three-pointer goes.
The answer from Mitchell, a three of his own.
1:03 left in the first quarter here. Pass to Powell. There's the three. And again, Denver with a three.
To get back at you triple by Powell. Remember now, he's about a 40% three-point shooter over his career.
Now here's Mitchell. They set a pick. Takes the three. That one won't fall. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Denver's gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. They get it back. And that one's good. Porzingis.
Porzingis able to use that 7'6" wingspan to full effect, beating everybody to the board and then quickly cashing in.
Siakam the screen from deep. Mitchell. Mitchell can't get that one to fall. For Denver, they've gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. Powell passes to Ball. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Ball's got 5 points.
Boy, Ball plays with so much confidence. You know this guy believes in what he can do, including finding ways to score it inside.
Booker with a screen on Ball. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's the Denver Nuggets. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, guys, what do you think about the Nuggets here in this one?
They're off to a rock-solid start. They brought a well-thought-out plan into this one.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
They've got Tyler Hero, also Norman Powell out there. And it's Mobo in at the 4. That's the group for Denver getting going in the second. Booker finds Johnson. No good with the triple. Denver leading by 7. Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Well, there was a bit of uncertainty over the summer about whether the Bulls would stick with Billy Donovan or not. He also received some interest from the Knicks, but that was cleared up when the organization chose to extend him on a multi-year deal. It cements his role with the team as they continue to build. Guys, the Bulls have committed to Billy Donovan for the long haul.
He knows his stuff. Shams, thank you. For 3, Powell. And again, Denver no good.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Powell against Wagner. Lets it go from the wing. And it's Denver with a rebound. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home club just couldn't pull out the win.
And it was an entertaining game, but hard to win when you're inconsistent.
And in that game you mentioned, it was a great game. The reserves played a huge role.
Now here's Powell. And again, it's Denver missing. There's 21 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Booker attacking. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
Oh, even in a bad situation, Booker has finesse. Works around the foul with grace instead of power. And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
Ball looks over the floor. For 3, Powell sinks the tray. Powell's got 6.
Love to see that kind of activity. He just makes things happen.
Terry from outside. I don't know. I think we may get a review here. That was close.
The previous play is under review.
The officials signaling that they are going to take a look at this replay.
And there's really plenty of time remaining in this game, so you want to make sure the right call was made.
Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, they want to get
the ruling on the floor is confirmed.
Play Review Center in Secaucus queuing up the footage for the officials.
And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. The Nuggets on top, up 5. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie. Appreciate it, Allie. And we'll be coming right back after this break, ready for the third quarter.
Well, before we move on to the next part of the show, hey, Jet, you get enough sleep last night?
Oh, why are you asking? I'm a little tired, but, I'm a busy man, Ernie,
And now, time to talk about this game. What a solid start for the Denver Nuggets. Thanks for tuning in. Now,
welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year's to all of you as we continue our broadcast. Hey, we've seen Norman Powell really having a great game.
Yeah, even with the extra attention he's getting from the defenders, he's finding ways to excel.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
Second half underway. Here's who Billy Donovan's got on the floor. Donovan Mitchell out there with Pascal Siakam. Then there's Devin Booker. Then it's Maxey. And it's Jokic in at the 5 down low.
Checking in at about 200 pounds, Maxey is much stronger than he appears.
And when it comes to taking an offense out of its rhythm, what are some of the primary methods, Grant?
Well, B.A., you have to disrupt their flow. That can come from steals, deflections, block shots, even change shots. Anything that makes them feel uncomfortable.
Just 5 to shoot. Ball no good.
With no D around, you expect him to knock down that midi.
Jokic against Zubac. Here's Jokic. No points so far. Oh, he's a monster. Jokic just flexing out here.
I have a lot of respect for Jokic's feel for the game. He plays the right way, sees everything, great vision, and he processes what he sees so quickly.
Siakam against Porzingis. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Well, Grant, you look at the Bulls, middling on both ends. What's their biggest need?
B.A., I think it's length and athleticism. You can't have enough of those type of players in today's game. You look at their activity stats, the steals, offensive rebounds, very much in need of a boost.
Oh, nice shot by Mitchell.
A volume shooter at the arc. Mitchell will rarely hesitate to take that.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Back to Porzingis. Denver moving it around. There's Ball with a 3. He drops it from range. Ball's got 8.
That three-pointer is big. Cancels out the triple at the other end and helps stretch out their lead.
You can sense that the crowd, guys, is starting to feel as though this game just might be theirs.
Drops in the 3.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
We're at... And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
I'm kind of stoked this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. LaMelo Ball is out there with Darius Garland. Then it's Kristaps Porzingis. Then there's Powell. And it's Zubac in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. Mitchell from outside. Mitchell is good.
They want the ball in his hand when the situation calls for it.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what the Nuggets coach was going over with his team. He made it very clear they need to work the ball inside, saying, quote, they haven't blocked a shot yet. Bring the ball to them. Make them defend us down low. Let's see how they take that advice. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Allie.
There are a lot of parts to Ball's game in addition to his jumper. He also can capitalize inside.
From 18 feet. the jumper.
And you can see why they put him in these spots. He's able to use his size to get the shot he wants.
Not only perfect execution, how about perfect timing, too?
Outside Garland. Now Ball takes a three. Oh, it's off. Jokic against Zubac. Now Jokic. Unloads from 9. It's good.
Talk about stepping up in a big way.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Ball against Maxey. From 8 feet. Soaring up high. LaMelo Ball.
I do not know if there's a more confident family in the NBA. Ball wants the ball when it matters most.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Jokic. It's good.
Hey, it ain't complicated. When you need a basket, give the rock to Jokic and just let him play basketball.
And so David Adelman calls for the timeout. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. Let's hear from our analyst. Give us your take on the strategy being discussed right now.
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick 2 and then foul. Either way, they got to score the ball.
Ball delivering big time, and that's real leadership right there.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
And you know what? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making them.
He hits the first one, and that'll put him up 2. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
That's a big make. Now a 3 will only tie it.
Outside Porzingis fires the 3. Can't get the 3, and an intentional foul there stops the clock. Good on the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And he's unable to get the second one. So a close game sees Chicago taking this one. And they barely squeezed out the win here on the road.
NBA,
All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Allie LaForce.